Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. And of course, every day is Vardy Day. And it's no exception today. More news today coming about Jamie Vardy. If he thought that he was going to be able to go to England and there'd be no talk around him, well, I don't think he even thought that. He knew that it's going to intensify, and the fact that he scored the other day intensified it even more. So lots to talk about Jamie Vardy today. First of all, the vice chairman, should I say, of Leicester City, he came out and he said, and you notice I haven't said his name because it's a very, very difficult name to pronounce. But he came out and he said that he thinks, and he told it to the Daily Mail, he said that you will see the news very soon, but I think he will stay. So vice chairman very confident that Jamie Vardy will stay. Interestingly there, he says, I think he will stay. So even he is not 100% convinced yet that Jamie Vardy is going to stay, because Jamie Vardy basically is giving everybody his decision when he comes back. But he says he thinks he will stay. But there's also been other reports about Jamie Vardy. This time claims from Gianluca Di Mazzio on his website, and he reckons that Vardy's release clause, which was about 20 million, has jumped now to 30 million, and that Arsenal are reconsidering their options on Jamie Vardy. So I don't know, he seems to be the only person really reporting this at the moment. I'm not sure where he's got this information from, but that would seem a weird one, that Arsenal would let that, go to get to that stage. But then there again, that could also explain why Arsenal was so desperate to sign him before he went away to the Euros. I don't know, it's a really hard one to ascertain. He reckons that the release clause has jumped. And as I said, he reckons that Arsenal are reconsidering. There's other reports where people say that won't deter Arsene Wenger. Even if it's up to 30 million, he's still willing to pay that for Jamie Vardy. So Jamie Vardy in so much demand. And finally, from Vardy himself, he was asked by the media about all the rumours linking him to Arsenal following the fact that he scored that goal for England. And he responded by saying, I'm here to concentrate on focus on England, and that's all I'm going to be doing. And now we'll just get back on the training field and focus on the match, which is, of course, more or less what you'd expect him to say. It's going to be a big decision when Vardy comes back. It's going to be huge, as a matter of fact, on what he does, whether he goes to Arsenal or whether he stays at Leicester. Either way, it's going to be mega, mega news. And at the moment, I don't think that nobody's 100% convinced either way what's going to happen. You've got a lot of Leicester fans saying he's definitely staying. I don't think you can say that conclusively, because as I said before, he would have just said before he went, I'm staying at Leicester. He's definitely considering his options. And as I was with DT the other day, and as he was saying to me, Agent Jack Wilshere's in his ear at the moment, because everywhere you see Vardy at the moment, you seem to see Wilshere. They sit together on the bench. They're always together. So maybe Wilshere's putting a word in for Arsenal. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Alvaro Morata yesterday, putting in his claim for a big move. Of course, another player that's been heavily linked to Arsenal, and he had a pretty impressive performance yesterday. It wasn't that great in his first game, but yesterday, impressive performance for Spain, as Spain won 3-0, 2 goals for Alvaro Morata. And of course, the more goals you score, the more your price goes up, the more Real Madrid must be rubbing their hands together and saying, we can either keep him or we could sell him, but it's great for us. But yeah, Alvaro Morata yesterday, impressive display by him. Great header for the first goal, by the way. The second one's a bit of a tap-in, but he overall, his performance in that game was very, very good. And if that's the sort of quality he's going to show, then definitely would be perfect for Arsenal. And we're being linked today with Moussa Dembele. All right, don't panic. Not the Tottenham Moussa Dembele, although actually he's pretty good, so he wouldn't be a bad person to be linked to. But we're being linked with Moussa Dembele from Fulham. Now, the Fulham youngster is only 19 years of age. He scored 17 goals last season for Fulham. And pretty impressive player at the moment. Being sought by Spurs, Chelsea are interested in him, and now we're hearing that Arsenal are interested in him. He'd be available on a free because his contract at Fulham has run out, so he's available at the end of this month. And a lot of clubs courting him at the moment, but Arsenal have joined the race now to sign Moussa Dembele. Of course, he's a striker, young, raw, but maybe Arsenal could be looking at him thinking, you know, as a backup striker, why not? So Arsenal interested in Moussa Dembele. Finally got to talk about the performances of a couple of our players yesterday. First of all, David Ospina, congratulations to him. Another brilliant display by David Ospina in the Copa America. Meant that Colombia beat Peru to reach the semi-final, and he pulled off a couple of great saves in the game, including a fantastic penalty save in the penalty shootout, which gets his team into the semi-final. So well done to him. I loved the tweets that were going around from some of the Colombian fans. The one that said he's now in the Matrix, that was absolutely brilliant. Love that one. They love Ospina over there, and he's a top-class goalkeeper, and I, for one, would like to see us keep hold of him. And our other goalkeeper was in action, Petr Cech, but it wasn't really his performance that caught the eye. More Thomas Rosicky. Well done, Thomas Rosicky. I mean, another player who's out of contract, you know, we might have to reconsider letting Thomas leave, because that pass he put in yesterday for the equaliser for the first goal for Czech Republic was absolutely outstanding. He showed a lot of quality in that game. Thomas Rosicky surely will get snapped up by a club in the summer. Really, really good performance by him. All right, let's get into what you guys had to say. Remember yesterday I was talking about Vardy. I was also talking about Kante, if we need Kante. I Loves Arsenal says, we need to forget about all these midfielders and focus on a striker like Vardy or Lacazette. Davian Rattay says, top clubs don't rate Lacazette. Neither do I. He seems to be less robust than Darren Bent. Oh, gosh. Dorian Gore says, no, we've got about 50 midfielders in our team. We don't need another. Daniel Raynor says, who would vote no to signing Kante? So he's convinced that we should get Kante. QWERTY Guy 76 says, Arsenal are a window shopper with wealth, with the wealth of Bill Gates and the personality of a cheapskate. Maid Fatani says, it's rather obvious Vardy wants a bidding war. Focus on the Euros now and get your stock up. Come back and have everybody fighting for your signature. Well, true, but there's a release clause. So, and Arsenal have already sort of met it. So, yeah, I can see what you're saying, but I think it's either Arsenal or Leicester for him. The Real Gunner says, I really don't want Vardy. We're a big club and we can go in for big names. Anyway, Kante would be perfect for Arsenal because he's better than anyone else in his role. I agree with that. Plus, after how many years, he's the perfect replacement for Patrick Vieira. And Robbie, that's rich coming from you. It's whether Aubameyang wants to come or not. When nearly every video, all you've done is talk about him coming, even though we said in the comments he won't come. Now, hold on, the Real Gunner. Hold on, mate. We're here to report transfer rumours and gossips. I've not said once that Aubameyang's going to come. These are rumours we talk about, all right? So these are rumours that are being reported all over the internet. And the aim of this show is to have a look at these rumours, dig deep into them, see if they could happen, if they can't happen. And hence why I did that show the other day on the strikers, where I was giving you the likelihood of these guys coming. So, come on. When have I said that Aubameyang's going to come? I've said on many occasions that he's rumoured, there's rumours flying around that Arsenal want Aubameyang. Arsenal have actually been interested in Aubameyang now for a couple of seasons, but I've always said all along that for me, I can't see Dortmund selling Aubameyang. I can't even see Dortmund selling Aubameyang full stop to any team, because for me, if they do, it's going to take a hell of a lot of money. It's going to be ridiculous because they just can't afford to lose him right now. They've lost too many of their big players. Gundogan, Mats Hummels. They just can't afford to lose him as well. You know, they're in the Champions League next season, so probably the season after they will. But nah, I just cannot see that happening. Let's see if we can get one more. Newcomen 55 says, doesn't matter if we need the players or not, it's whether they will come to us. And as far as the Vardy deal has gone, it will be long-winded, the same as every year. And listen, that's the problem. That's the problem with the transfer market, that a lot of deals can turn out to be very long-winded. It's not easy all the time to get certain deals across the line, as we're finding now with the Vardy one. It would have seemed pretty simple at the start, you know, meet the release clause, talk to the player, player's interested, right, let's get it done. But listen, a player can have second thoughts. A player can be like, you know what, actually, I was going to go and it seems great, but actually, you know what, maybe I should stay. You know what I mean? We don't know. They're human beings, these people. You know what I mean? It's not that you just come along and slap in 30 million and say, yeah, we'll meet your wage demands, and they come running. You know, it's a lot of things that they have to consider. So it might be long-winded, that Vardy one for sure, but we're going to have to wait and see. Thanks for watching the show today. Don't forget to tune in around about the same time tomorrow. Thank you.